You know, when I come back to a hard day in the office, I want to relax with a nice wee story. I heard Square Enix have got a wee story lined up for me. Will we have a wee look and see?
Or they never begin.
Imagine some Japanese games designers sat down in their tiny Japanese houses, sipping Japanese sake, eating sushi, dressing like geishas, watching Endurance, discussing how to approach their new Japanese RPG. Then imagine that they discarded all notions of gimmickry. They decide against innovation for innovation's sake. They just say, let's make a game that gets everything right. Dragon Quest VIII is that game. There's little to explain about a game as traditional as this. A hero embarks on a quest in one of the most beautifully realised worlds we've seen since the New York of Steven Seagal's seminal masterpiece, Nico. It's a world with day and night cycles and the best character and enemy designs I've ever seen in an RPG. Right, okay, whoa, stop here. We're not going to do a traditional review, because as much as this is a traditional game, there is a very, very important message in this game. It's almost like a cry out to all of us gamers who are always demanding new innovation, always demanding a new gimmick in our games. You know, these games designers have made this game and are telling us, you know, it's enough to just be great. It's enough to perfect an art form. It's enough to streamline and simplify everything so that you have the facility to tell a great story. And that's what this game is. This is a great story wrapped up in techniques that work, techniques that have been proven over the years to work, and it's an incredibly admirable thing. Okay, let's lighten things a wee bit with some game lookalikes. Right, who's this one here? Bob Hoskins, obviously. This beautiful little bunny girl here, Charlize Theron, I'd do her. And this guy with a moustache? Yosser Hughes, Freddie Mercury, Fawlty Towers, Jake the Snake, Lord Lucan, Allo, me, Burt Reynolds, Rick Rude, and Scary Zorro. Simple pleasures. You're going to grow to love the characters. Every character is really well realised, beautifully voiced, beautifully animated. Every character is, and this is one of the most unique things about the game, is actually a character within themselves. So many RPGs just give you archetypes to play with, but this game actually delivers proper rounded characters. It all works to such an extent that you even get to know the enemies quite well. You get to look forward to fighting certain enemies out in the world map because you enjoy their attacks. I mean, look at that guy throwing the stones there. That was pretty cute. And what a fantastic way to avoid the whole curse of, oh no more random battles. You know, just make the random battles good. Make you look forward to having fights with these great characters. Oh, hello again. Before we finish, I feel it's important to again state just how important this game is. You hear so many people talking about great Japanese RPGs, but often what they really mean is, oh, you've got to play this RPG, it's free of a lot of annoyances that we normally put up with, it's a better story than we normally put up with. This is perhaps the pinnacle of the Japanese RPG. Its old-fashioned approach will at first be a shock to the system for many people who are used to more cluttered games. But if you persevere, you've got a game that's an incredible response to the current spate of MMORPGs, these soulless grind fests. Dragon Quest stands up as an example of what games should be about. A group of artists have come together and produced this without ever forgetting the whole point of the process. Fun. Heart. The creation of moments that matter. With all that said, let's leave it with the real star of the game, the world itself. Now let's take a brief look at a game that looks like it's about to do it all wrong. With Dragon Quest VIII comes a little demo of Final Fantasy XII, and of course it'd be frankly irresponsible for me to say that Final Fantasy XII is a bad game based on just this little demo, but it looks entirely charmless. And the worst thing is, it seems to have adopted little ideas from the MMORPG genre, which is a terrible, terrible thing. Based on this demo, Final Fantasy XII looks bad. Gameplay in the demo version might differ from the final release. I bloody well hope so.